Hermione Way here from The Next Web, and I'm here, as you can see, in beautiful Hawaii with MaiTai, who is the co-founder of a kiteboarding camp for entrepreneurs and VCs from Silicon Valley, MaiTai. Bill, I have to say, this is probably one of the best places I've ever done an interview.
Yeah, me too.
So MaiTai, to anybody that doesn't know, there's a lot of Silicon Valley people updating Twitter and Facebook about MaiTai. So what is it, to anyone that doesn't know?
MaiTai is a combination of Susie Mai and myself, Bill Tai. We're both kiteboarders. I'm a tech professional, and the two of us are just pretty insane about the sport. Somehow we've created or curated a community of hundreds of people that like the same thing that we do.
Now, over 1,000 people applied to get into MaiTai this year, but obviously, you know, there's restrictions to how many kites we can have on the beach. So you've got about 200 people this year?
Actually, we cut it down to, we were trying to cut it down to about 150, but I think we ended up around 160, 170.
And why do you think there's such a demand for MaiTai? You seem to have created this cult.
You know, I think it's really just the people that come to this event are fun, interesting, accomplished people, and I think they all just love each other and bring great people to the event.
Okay, now I've heard that kiteboarding is the golf for geeks. It's a very Silicon Valley based sport. So a lot of engineers love it. We have, on this trip, we have engineers from Facebook, from Apple, some of the biggest technology companies in the world. Why do you think engineers love kiteboarding? Why do Silicon Valley folks like kiteboarding?
You know, I think it's not just that they're technologists. I think that they're entrepreneurs, and I think there are similarities in the personality between somebody that starts a company and somebody that kites. Meaning that there are thousands and thousands of variables that you don't understand until you're into it, and I think there's a desire to achieve, but it's a life of constant failure. I think kiting, you basically fail and fail often, and you live for the one moment where it all comes together and you're flying through the air and land it properly. And I think companies are just like that. It's just constant struggle until you hit it.
Now, isn't the key to success in Silicon Valley non-stop, 24/7, building in a startup in the office with your team? How is kiteboarding on the beach here a legitimate business expense? How can entrepreneurs justify it?
Well, you know, part of it is building the product, but another part of it is getting feedback from other people that are smart, experienced, and understand what the market is all about. And I think the one thing that happened with this event is that we've got dozens and dozens of startup founders that somehow have succeeded in the things that they have done. And I think I think the community around the sport that we're all involved in allows everybody to be at the same level in terms of a peer group in any discussion we have. So I think people come here not just to kite, but to learn from each other, both around kiting and around their businesses.
Now, I think the other day I worked out that the net worth of individuals on the trip was about $2 billion.
You know, that's probably about right. Maybe, yeah, plus or minus a couple hundred. Yeah, actually, it's probably right.
My net worth is at least $5. So, so what is MaiTai going to be in 5 years' time, or 3 years' time?
You know, I think.
What do you want to grow it into?
You know, so I think the community sort of is taking care of itself, and it's growing and spreading a little bit like sort of a controlled cult, and I think it's going to continue to grow beyond the event we have here to include events in a lot of other countries, as the combination of entrepreneurialism and kiteboarding, it seems to be a formula that works and exists in a lot of places.
And should entrepreneurs be spending their investment on kiting? It's a pretty expensive sport.
You know, it's actually not as expensive as you might think. I think the setup, if you buy all new gear, of course, is it's not cheap, but there's a lot of used gear around, and there's a lot of people that basically hand down gear to their friends. So I think that's another reason people come here, because there's always people here that are giving away or selling their gear to their friends.
And lastly, it seems like Maui in Hawaii is trying to become the next Silicon Valley. The mayor was talking about doing an accelerator here. Is that realistic?
You know, I think it's more realistic now than it it's more possible now than it's ever been, because I think the prior ways of technology were all, I think, more about infrastructure and heavier things, silicon and computer systems and routers, and those kinds of things took 100-man teams in one location to build. And now people can basically, because the infrastructure's in the cloud, a few people can code up an app and let it go viral, and a year later, like, Voxer launched here roughly a year ago, and now they've got 20-odd million users. Tango's another product that was created by Kiter that now has 50-odd million users, and you can build big footprints without a lot of people, and you can start them anywhere.
So do you envisage MaiTai becoming like the new TED?
I've had people that have attended, whether it's a TED conference, the Allen & Company conference, you name it. Attendees in the past have told me, this is exactly how TED started, or this is exactly how the Allen & Company conference started. And I don't know that it's going to be anything like either of those, but I think it's going to be similar, and it's a collection of great and interesting people with a lot of diverse backgrounds that help each other out.
I know you're doing an event in Australia and Brazil. How are you teaming up kiteboarding with the sun's just gone in, with technology in Brazil?
We've stumbled upon another formula that works, which is to combine mobile app development contests with that are judged by a panel of judges, primarily from the MaiTai group, that will go out to a really, really nice location, run a contest, raise or put up a bunch of prize money, and entrepreneurs will come from everywhere to win the prize, meet the people, and to kite race.
Okay.
Yeah, in Australia, this is actually our second iteration. Last year I ran a contest that ended up drawing 95 teams, which was a total surprise. 4 universities in Western Australia, 95 teams came out. 20 had previously had written iPhone apps that had been approved, so they were high-quality teams. This year we're going to 17 universities, 4 cities, 6 incubators. The contest can be quite big, and we're going to have a kind of a nationwide contest supported by a lot of institutions there to make it big. Brazil, we're launching a contest in a couple of weeks, sometime in June, and that one will run from now until January 8th and conclude in conjunction with a conference called Punta Tech. 450 entrepreneurs in Punta del Este, Uruguay, from all over Latin America, with judges for a mobile app contest from here, and we're going to do a kite thing afterward.
And this is all with the support of Silicon Valley Bank, right?
Silicon Valley Bank is sponsoring some of the prizes and flying. They're going to provide free travel for the winner or winners to fly to the United States, hang out at the Rosewood, meet venture people and angels. There's also prize money being donated by Qualcomm. I myself am putting up a prize along with 4 or 5 other prominent angels. And I think the prize money in the Brazil contest is probably around $500,000 now. And Australia last year was around $200K. I think it'll be bigger.
Great. Well, I've been traveling around the world at many different technology conferences, and I have to say, for peace of mind and for high caliber contacts, MaiTai is definitely my favorite.
Thank you, Hermione. It's mine too.
Thanks for being on the next web video.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a kiter. Perfect way to finish the interview.
And I think that's MaiTai or George Mueller, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. Oh, and he jumps.
Yeah, that's George.
Nice.
It's funny, you can identify people from their kiting style, and he does that sort of look backward board grab, and that's him. I can tell from half a mile away.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.